national security agency. Many of these men were soon to be killed or wounded under circumstances that have remained a mystery ever since. The survivors insist that there has been a 20-year cover-up about the fate of the Liberty. The ship's final voyage began in June 1967, when it was sent to eavesdrop on the impending war between the Arabs and the Israelis. On June 8th, 4 days into the Six-Day War, the Liberty was alone and lightly armed, about 15 miles off the coast of Egypt. Meanwhile, 5 urgent messages from Washington, instructing her to withdraw 100 miles from the war zone, had been misrouted. Not one reached the Liberty. This failure of communication, later described as the worst in American peacetime history, proved catastrophic. Israeli jets and reconnaissance aircraft flew close to the ship. The crew sunbathed and then practiced emergency drills. Just before 2 p.m., the radar suddenly showed 3 surface craft closing on the Liberty at high speed.
They were coming so fast that it alarmed me, and I told the captain, I said, "Captain, I've never seen anything approach the ship this fast." At this point, there were still many officers around the bridge that had not secured from the general quarters drill. They hadn't gone down. And everyone took turns looking at it. The captain looked at it, at the radar, and it was a topic of conversation for a few minutes. And sometime around 2 p.m., somebody yelled out, "Low-flying jet aircraft approaching the ship."
I heard the word passed over the PA system, "Stand clear of the whaleboat while testing the engine." At the same time, there was a big explosion. The first thought that came to my mind that one of my engineers had blown up the boat and the lifeboat. I jumped up to run to the door to see if anybody was hurt, but as I got up, I glanced back, and the whole couch was riddled with holes.
And I could see orange flashes just dancing down the deck. Men in the forward gun mounts, both forward gun mounts were literally blown into the air and end over end through the air. And these orange flashes that just danced down the deck toward me, and then I was hit by mostly heat is what I felt. And then I was thrown against a railing, and the airplane swoosh went overhead, and then there was silence. And I could look forward, and there was another airplane making its turn. And I was literally covered almost from head to foot with blood. My left leg was broken above the knee. And men that had been around me, the cameraman and everybody else, were lying on deck, just confused and moaning and scared and hurt. And I was the only one with a broken leg, but I was standing on one good leg. And I hopped on my good leg down the ladder into the pilot house just about the time the second airplane hit. And there were huge holes blasted in things, and men literally crying and in panic and calling for their mothers.
It was pure chaos. There were people on deck just screaming, and please help me, but there wasn't a whole lot of people, to be honest with you, willing to go get them. And we got all the people that were alive off the main deck and pulled them down through the hatch or took them down another way where we could just get out of the fire, just get under cover.
The Liberty's Mayday call reached the Sixth Fleet off Cyprus 8 minutes after the attack began. The USS Saratoga at once scrambled a squadron of jets to go to its aid. For reasons that have never been properly explained, the flight was recalled. The U.S. High Command did not know who the enemy was, and perhaps feared a direct confrontation with the Russians.